Dodgers fans, this is the news nobody wanted to hear. Bobby Miller, one of the team's most electric young arms, has just suffered an injury, and the entire season could be at stake. How bad is it? Will he miss significant time? And what does this mean for the Dodgers' rotation moving forward? With the team already facing high expectations, losing Miller could be a massive blow. Could this force the front office to make a blockbuster move? Stay locked in because we're breaking down everything you need to know about this shocking injury and what happens next for L.A. The Los Angeles Dodgers have just been hit with shocking news that could shake up their entire season. Bobby Miller, one of the most promising arms in their rotation, has suffered an injury, and fans everywhere are holding their breath. What does this mean for the Dodgers moving forward? How serious is this injury? And could this completely change their plans for the season? Stay locked in because we're diving deep into everything we know about this developing situation, what it means for the team, and how they might respond to this massive setback. Bobby Miller has been a key part of the Dodgers pitching staff, a young star with electric stuff who has been making waves with his dominance on the mound. His ability to throw high-velocity fastballs combined with devastating off-speed pitches has made him one of the most exciting young pitchers in the game. But now, with this injury, everything is uncertain. The Dodgers were counting on Miller to play a massive role this season, and losing him even for a short time could have ripple effects throughout the entire team. The timing of this injury couldn't be worse. The Dodgers are in the middle of a highly competitive race, and every arm in their rotation matters. They've already dealt with injuries in the past, but this one feels different. Losing Miller means losing a pitcher who can give them high-quality innings, dominate hitters, and bring a level of confidence to the mound that few young pitchers can provide. Now, the big question is just how bad this injury is and how long he could be out. Right now, reports are still coming in, but the initial reactions are concerning. Anytime a pitcher goes down, especially someone with Miller's potential, teams have to be extra cautious. The Dodgers' medical staff will be evaluating every detail to determine the best course of action. The team has been known to be careful with their players, so even if this isn't a major injury, they might choose to rest him longer than expected to prevent any long-term damage. But what if it is serious? That's the fear that every Dodgers fan has right now. If Miller is out for an extended period, it changes everything. The rotation suddenly has a massive hole, and the team might have to look at external options. Do they call up a prospect? Do they shift a bullpen arm into a starting role? Or do they start exploring the trade market for another starter? These are all questions that the front office is likely considering at this very moment. The Dodgers have depth, but depth can only take a team so far. Miller was expected to be one of the team's most reliable arms, and his presence on the mound is not something that can easily be replaced. Even with other talented pitchers on the roster, losing a player of his caliber is a huge blow. It also puts more pressure on the rest of the rotation to step up and fill the gap. Can they do it? One of the biggest concerns with young pitchers is injuries. We've seen so many rising stars in baseball have their careers derailed because of arm issues. The Dodgers have always been careful with their pitching prospects, making sure they don't overwork them too soon, but sometimes injuries happen no matter how cautious a team is. Fans are hoping that this is just a minor setback and not something that will impact Miller's long-term future. For the Dodgers, this means adjusting their strategy. If Miller is out for a few weeks, they might be able to get by with some temporary fixes. But if he's out for months, they might have to make a big move. The trade deadline is always an opportunity for teams to reinforce their rosters, and if Miller's injury is serious, the Dodgers could become aggressive in pursuing another starter. It's also worth considering how this affects the clubhouse. Losing a key player is always tough, and it can have an impact on team morale. Miller is a competitor, someone who brings energy and confidence to the team. His presence in the rotation gives the Dodgers an edge, and without him, there might be a noticeable shift in the team's dynamics. Players will have to rally around each other, and the coaching staff will have to make adjustments to keep the team on track. Dodgers fans have been through this before. Injuries are part of the game, but that doesn't make them any less frustrating. The hope is that Miller's injury is minor and that he'll be back on the mound soon, but until the team provides more details, all we can do is speculate. The Dodgers will likely take their time making an official announcement, ensuring they have all the medical information before making a decision on his recovery timeline. In the meantime, the team will have to keep pushing forward. Every game counts, and they can't afford to lose momentum. The Dodgers are built to compete at the highest level, and while losing Miller is a setback, they still have one of the most talented rosters in baseball. Other pitchers will need to step up, and the offense may have to take on more responsibility to keep the team in winning form. Fans are waiting for answers. Will Miller be back soon? Will the Dodgers need to make a move? How will this impact their playoff chances? These are all questions that will be answered in the coming days. But one thing is certain: the Dodgers are facing a major challenge, and how they handle it could determine the course of their season. Right now, all eyes are on the Dodgers' medical staff and front office. The team has to decide on the best course of action, balancing Miller's health with the urgency of keeping their championship hopes alive. The road ahead won't be easy, but if there's one thing we know about the Dodgers, it's that they always find a way to compete. For fans, this is a moment of anxiety and anticipation. They're hoping for good news, but they also understand that baseball is unpredictable. If Miller can return quickly, the Dodgers will be in great shape. But if he's out for an extended period, they'll have some tough decisions to make. This season has already had its ups and downs, but this injury could be one of the biggest turning points. If the Dodgers handle it correctly, they can minimize the damage and stay on course for a deep playoff run. If not, this could be a major stumbling block that alters their entire trajectory. Right now, the biggest question on everyone's mind is simple: how bad is it? We don't have all the details yet, but anytime a pitcher goes down, especially one who throws as hard as Miller, there's always a concern about the severity. Is this just a minor setback, or are we looking at something long-term? If it's serious, the Dodgers could find themselves scrambling to fill a huge gap in their rotation. Miller has been one of the most exciting young arms in baseball. His ability to hit triple digits on the radar gun, while mixing in nasty off-speed stuff, has made him a nightmare for hitters. The Dodgers were counting on him to take another big step forward this season, anchoring a rotation that already had some question marks. Now, with this injury, everything changes. So what do you think? How big of a loss is Bobby Miller for the Dodgers? Should they look for a replacement, or do they have enough depth to get through this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button if you want to see Miller back on the mound as soon as possible, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest Dodgers updates and breaking news. This situation is developing fast, and we'll keep